Hey there guys, Ian here. Today I'm bringing you another episode of my subscriber feedback series, and we'll jump straight in here. And I'm bringing back my random number generator, and the first number we get is 57, as quite a few people have been asking you. So 60, 57. Quite a few people have been asking me to bring the number generator back, just because I don't think some people believe me that I do it randomly, but so, whatever. So this is the first one here, and hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, so it's pretty short. The colours are nice, but the lighting looks a little bit dull almost. It would have been nice to get a little bit of a kind of hint of reflection or something just on the top of here. I don't know if it's all done in no, it's done in Cinema 4D. So yeah, the shadows are a little bit kind of all over the place, but overall, it's pretty nice. It's very, very simple and clean. Yeah, maybe something else with the text. I don't know about that little bounce effect, but overall, it's pretty nice. Just kind of work on kind of lighting techniques. Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty nice. So, next one is 21, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. So we have Kilroy Popeye. I won't watch the breakdown. I've seen it before, so we'll just focus on the actual animation here. It's good that you've included a breakdown. It's nice to see how people work and the kind of workflow they have. So it's quite interesting to see. This is a really nice animation. I really like the subtle blur in the background. You've got these nice butterflies. I'm not sure. Some of them kind of float sideways, which is a bit strange, like this one here. And they look like they go quite a lot in unison as well. But they're a really nice addition, really adds to the scene. Then I like how it becomes even more blurred when you zoom in here. And the detail in this wood texture is really great. You know, it looks really nice. It looks genuinely like it's displaced. I don't know if it's just a texture or a normal map. You got a little bit of an issue with the texturing on the side here, but other than that, it looks really nice. The modelling of that is really good as well, and the actual animation is great. The sound works really well as well. So overall, it's a great bit of work. Just some of the little butterflies kind of float sideways a little. But other than that, it's great. So next we have 48. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so I think the text moves a little bit too much here, and what would have really made it a little bit better is if it wasn't perfectly aligned here. So maybe it's rotating a little bit here, because it's moving so much here and here, and then suddenly it's static, everything's in place. So maybe all of them could have been rotated a little bit, kind of, or sliding into place a bit, just because here everything's moving so much, and at the end it's just static. But really nice texturing, nice lighting as well. You've got great kind of highlights, nice texture, and the materials are really nice as well. The motion blur works really well. It's just a shame that the end, everything's static. So that's something you could work on. Kind of just the finishing kind of touch. The flare works pretty well. I don't know. Is it completely straight? Maybe it needed to be go along. I don't know. It works. And then if it was for a client, they probably ask for that at the end. So yeah, look, it looks really nice. Just it moves so much here. It would have been nice to see something come from that rather than that, because it never really seems to properly come together until the second scene. So that's my only criticism. The lighting and texturing is really great, so good job all round. Just kind of work on that little bit. Next we have number 3. So this is pretty nice. One thing I will say is maybe the font needs to be something a little bit different. If this is Typograph Pro, then it's very overused about a year ago, and it doesn't really fit in with this kind of logo either. Don't know if that's what they asked for, but all these pieces coming together is pretty nice. You can't really see too many overlappings. Maybe it would have been nice to have some slightly smaller pieces like you have kind of down here, just to kind of fill in gaps. So depending on what you're using, you could have gone in, selected some of these and broken them up again, so you get some more random sized pieces. The twitch effect doesn't really work that well here. I don't know if that was just to try and bring in the text, as you didn't really know what to do with it. So yeah, that's a thing a lot of people struggle with intros. It's trying to bring that text in smoothly. So I don't know, with this you could have brought it in with the pieces. I'm not sure, because everything's very broken up here. It comes together and then suddenly it's perfectly together, and you got this text which is very clean, not broken up at all, and is just rotating. So it doesn't really fit in too much, but I really like this kind of dust wave that comes out. It looks really nice. So yeah, just work on that little text and breaking the pieces up just so it looks a little bit more random, but overall really nice. So good job on that. And I believe, is that 4? 67, 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm hoping this has some animation, otherwise we'll choose something else. Okay, well, I'll review it anyway. First of all, it doesn't look particularly dramatic. It doesn't really look like you've got any color correction on it really at all. Yeah, it doesn't really look, and maybe you needed some letterboxing to make it look a little bit more dramatic, and rather than kind of gameplay, maybe more cinematics, then this kind of comes out of nowhere. But this itself, like the texturing and lighting's quite nice. It's just very dark. Then you got this fire which is only in the background. It doesn't really go over the text at all. The smoke's nice and the small little particles. but it appears out of nowhere. Maybe it needed something inside of here, because I'm not really a kind of COD editor, but I would have thought if you look at trailers, they're very dramatic, very cinematic. It's not really what you expect when you see a trailer. You got like a little black line here as well. Just noticed that. So yeah, maybe work on color correction, work on cinematics, get a bit of letterboxing in to kind of give it a more cinematic feel, and then try and work this into the actual thing a little bit more, kind of more of a reveal rather than just some text. And I'm pretty sure that the text kind of shakes, but the flame doesn't. So yeah, there's a few things to work on here. It's not very trailer-esque. If you know, I'm sure a lot of people know where I'm coming from on that. Yeah, like if it's your first edit, then fair play. But yeah, just try and blend it more into the actual trailer and kind of look at some trailers. Like look at film trailers and you'll kind of get what I mean. They're very dramatic and kind of over the top. They don't really show kind of just cutting together of some random gameplay. Because it doesn't really show anything particularly special. Like that's just a kill. Maybe 2 kills, some death, like you dying again, a round being over. So yeah, just choose your clips more wisely. Look at some other trailers people have made, some of the more popular ones, and you'll kind of see why they're popular. But yeah, just work on a few things. We'll do one more, which is number 4. So here we have an actual intro. So it's pretty nice. You kind of see quite a few of these kind of trailer Transformers kind of things. I don't know if you used I used poly effects. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a great kind of how it comes together. A lot of people kind of just keyframe it down a little bit, and you kind of see a lot of like overlapping of polygons, and it kind of ruins the effect. But you manage to pull it off really well. The texturing on it's pretty nice. The only problem with using poly effects is, excuse me, everything's like completely flat. Where it's nicer to have some actual pieces, but it comes together really well. Really like the kind of shine on the outside. Looks pretty nice. You got all these particles in the sky. Maybe some depth of field, a bit more depth of field on them would have been a bit better. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. I like the kind of very minimalistic sound. Works really well, and you get the kind of impact. There's a bit of a jump right there at the end, where I believe the wiggle, which you may have used in After Effects, kind of cuts out, so you kind of get a jump back into place. So maybe smooth that out a little bit, but the camera angles are really nice. It all works pretty well. Just maybe try thickening out the pieces a little bit, using more of a break object rather than poly effects. So overall, really well done, everyone. Again, if your video wasn't reviewed, then you can submit it to this one, and yeah, anyone's welcome to submit an entry, and maybe next week it'll get chosen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.